Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is JohnJake Baseball on the mic here, coming at you with more USBL action as we pick up in the USBL World Series with game number 4 on the line. We might potentially see a champion crowned today, and we'll see if that happens here in this episode. But in the meantime, if you are excited for tonight's USBL content in the USBL World Series, I need you to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have to be brand new, as well as a little controversy to start game number 4. I honestly thought that was going to be a home run and really shocked that they didn't review it. So a runner is going to be at third base. Not that it really matters all that much. They still got the run across, but I definitely felt like my man did get robbed of a home run opportunity, right? I don't know how that managed to happen, but San Francisco will take an early 1-0 lead here, as we'll go ahead and jump into the later portions of this game. We jump into the top of the 7th here as Nick Castellanos sends a bomb as well. One thing that I talked about in that last episode is Nicky still bangs, and look at this, man. 5th home run in the postseason. 4 of those home runs have happened in the World Series, and coming so in a big time, as well as San Francisco, they take a 2-0 lead here in what's been a really defensive battle so far, as the next 2 batters that Craig Kimball does end up going up against, they both end up striking out. But yeah, not really a lot of offense in this game so far, as now we go ahead and jump into this top of the 8th inning, as Andrew Chafin is going to make his entrance. Only his 2nd pitch of the inning, and he already gives a wild pitch, and we see that wild pitch becoming a steal. So Seth Beer able to steal second base. Nice heads up play there, out there on the base paths, and that wild pitch is going to end up doing some haunting, because Seth Beer, he's going to be able to get home because of the fact that he stole second base. If that did not happen, then we would have been looking at runners at second and third base, and maybe, just maybe, we might have not seen a single run scored in this inning. You really never know. But now the Seals are really rolling in this inning, as Andrew Chafin gets hit, looks like on the shin. Fernando Tatis Jr. cannot, get a hold of the ball as well. They will rule it an RBI single, as they will go ahead and check up on Andrew Chafin to make sure that he is all right. He will end up remaining in the game. He certainly is a tough dude, definitely watches the hockey highlights when not playing in the USBL as Ozzy Albies. He'll end up striking out, as we will have 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. But nice little base hit down the right hand side. There might have been a little bit of a shift over to the left hand side, so if that was the case, really nice job by Paul Goldschmidt in terms of really being able to go ahead and beat that shift, as it looks like they bring out Andrew Chafin early in this one. Does not let him finish the inning. Maybe a little bit more effective than what it looked like originally when that ball hit him on the shin. I certainly wouldn't wish down on anyone. That stuff hurts, man. Like, I've been hit in the shin with a baseball, like line drive as well, and that's like in slow pitch softball, and like that hurt me a little bit. So I can't imagine like a baseball hit off of like a 90-mile-per-hour pitch, how that feels, right? So that being said, we see looks like a couple more runs as they really open up the floodgates really in this inning, as we have yet another run score, and this time it's they call it an error. So definitely a big oof. Given that's not the mistakes that you want to see if you want to be a USBL champion. Every game matters, especially when you see teams being really this evenly matched as we have seen so far. Like, yeah, we've seen some blowouts here in these games thus far, but it's not like we're coming in and some team has like a 3-0 lead, right? It's nothing like that. But mistakes matter, man, and those mistakes could be the difference between being a USBL champion and watching the other team host a trophy right in front of your eyes in the most painful way possible, right? As it's now a 9-0 lead for San Francisco. They really have opened. They started this inning off, remind you, this was 2-0 when this inning first started, right? And it's still going. 7 runs have just gone across the plate. Finally, the bleeding stops a little bit. But man, you know, this is just one of those things where Minnesota just could not recover at the end of the day. And yeah, San Francisco, they do end up winning game number 4. So that being said, that does end up meaning that we are going to go ahead and, you know, see some good old-fashioned, you know, maybe we see San Francisco clinch that USBL title, as it is now a 9-0 victory for the San Francisco Seals. They will go ahead and take that 3-1 lead. So now Minnesota here in these next 2 games, they got to go ahead and take advantage. As we go ahead and check in on the pitching matchups here for game number 5 of the USBL World Series, we got Patrick Corbin taking on Blake Snell, 2 very good pitchers that help lead their teams to, you know, this point in the season. As we jump into the bottom of the 2nd inning, as we do end up seeing Victor Reyes. He's not able to get a hold of the baseball. He got a nice little leap up there, I'm not gonna lie, but that does end up meaning for the first time today, we got some runners in scoring position running with Randall Polison ending up striking out there. So a little bit better. 1 out. Mitch Heininger up at the plate as he gets a hold of one. He gets a hold of another one, and that is going to be a 3-run shot home run for Mitch Heininger. The 6th home run of this postseason. He's been balling out for sure. And so has Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 0 for 1. He can be a big delivery, as this could be a grand slam. It is! Oh my, grand slam for Fernando Tatis Jr. And wow, what a terrible stretch of luck for the San Francisco Seals. Already down 7-0. Blake Snell just has himself a terrible day. My man literally shat the bed, you know. And I mean, Nathan Eovaldi, he comes into the game, he does at least clean things up, but not how you wanted to start this game. You know, there's plenty of different ways to start it. That is one of them, but with a less ideal, as we will end up seeing the Seals getting up on the board eventually here in the top of the 3rd inning. Josh Donaldson with a solo home run that he gets to work with. The bench definitely enjoying that for sure. But, you know, that being said, definitely still a very long way to go, as it's a 7-1 game. Paul Goldschmidt, he's up at the plate. Definitely struggled. You know, those postseason struggles has been documented throughout the course of this season specifically, as we will end up seeing Goldschmidt getting a double. He's starting to come alive a little bit. We'll see if Willy Adames can do the same thing. Full count up in the right field. It gets over the head, and it's going to end up being a ground rule double. It might have been lucky that it was a ground rule double. He could have been halfway to 3rd by now, but Salvador Perez will end up hitting a 2-run shot himself. So 2 home runs in 2 consecutive innings for the San Francisco Seals will help them, you know, at least get back into this game a little bit. But the bullpen, this bullpen really needs to go about doing its job. You're down by 3 runs. You need some clean innings. That not going to help. Fernando Tatis stealing second base. So we got a runner in scoring position for Ramon Laureano, who takes a hit into left field, and that's almost going to lead the ballpark. That was a line drive ball that was hit, and it still almost ended up leaving the ballpark anyways. As Rodney Presley, he has a chance to bring Laureano home. That actually stays in fair territory. Thought that might be one of those balls that ends up hooking fair. Or not hooking fair, but hooking foul. So Randall Polison gets the RBI double, is able to bring in Ramon Laureano home. As Ernest Cabrera now, he's going to come into the game for the San Francisco Seals, dealing with Shedwalk Jr. in the bottom of the lineup, as we have a wild pitch as we see a steal at second base. That's Garrett Crotchet, or Garrett Cooper, able to get the steal. But we will end up seeing a strikeout from Gary Waters. The first strikeout for Ernest Cabrera. And a couple batters later, we see the man, the myth, the legend, Fernando Tatis Jr. 2 for 3 on the day. This is where legends are truly made. The pitch, Tatis out of the left center field is going to end up reaching the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs is going to score. Are we going to see a third? The throw to home, not in time. And Tatis Jr. with a base clearing double. And you want to talk about open up a can of whoop-ass? We are certainly witnessing that right in front of our eyes right now. As we see another bullpen adjustment. John Curtis comes in. And John Curtis been doing a pretty good job this postseason. A 2.89 ERA. For an offensive happy league like the USBL, that's pretty darn good if I say so myself, but not going to be able to get the hold. He's not responsible for that run technically because he didn't give up that hit, but certainly not helping out the situation. It's now a 13-4 lead as of right now, and only going to get worse too, as Garrett Cooper thought we're going to see a big massive swing there, but that's ending up going to be a strikeout. We'll see if Gary Waters can, do something with it, as Gary Waters hits this one out to left field. And hey, Gary Waters, he's got a little bit of speed now. He's got a little bit of speed, and he's going to be safe. And it's going to be a double for Gary Waters. Is now Thad Gonzalez. He's going to come up now. Runner on second. Both of these guys are very athletic. Gonzalez out on the right field is going to end up dropping. And yeah, this game is just becoming an absolute slaughter right now. And we will end up seeing the Minnesota Ducks win this one fairly easily. They will win this one by a score of 18-7. Definitely a huge display of the home run ball. Tons of hits in this one. And for now, Minnesota does stay alive. But the tough part for the Minnesota Ducks here is that they gotta win their next couple of games in order to go ahead and win the USBL World Series. San Francisco, you got your next 2 games at home, and you don't want to make this one of those games where you'll lose game 6, and because last year we saw them lose a brutal game 7, so if they can avoid that, that would probably be really good in order to avoid the deja vu, but not really helping the cause whatsoever, as we do end up seeing a solo shot here early in this game, top of the 2nd inning. Ramon Laureano is going to go ahead and hit a nice solo shot there. So now down 1-0. Randall Polson, he's also going to get involved, as well as we're going to go ahead and see runners at the corners. Minnesota looking to keep themselves alive. Cooper at the plate, runners on the corner. He's going to go ahead now and get a base hit right up the left-hand side. And so that being said, is now 2-0. Going to be a little bit of a discussion with the manager, as Delvin Snelzer understands this is a big moment, man. All of these USBL World Series games, they have huge stakes, obviously. But when you're in a clinching situation, though, it just means a little bit more, especially being able to potentially win that World Series in front of your home fans. As Ozzy Albies, he wants to be part of a championship team. He's going to hit this one into right center field, and San Francisco is going to get themselves on the board. A 1-run deficit for the time being, as now runners on the corner again. Paul Goldschmidt, he did have a single in his last at bat. We'll see if it can lead to another run. Goldschmidt, this was hit up in the air. Is it going to leave the park? It's going to be close. No, it does not leave the ballpark. It was really close, though. It was right at the warning track, and Paul Goldschmidt, at least does his job. He does at least bring a run home, but Nick Castellanos is going to strike out. They will not be able to go ahead and retake the lead, and things are officially all knotted up at 2 apiece. Top of the 5th inning now. Delvin Smeltzer still on the mound for the San Francisco Seals, able to get Shed Long Jr. to strike out swinging as well. Got him, on that little slider on the outside. You love to see it. As Van Gonzalez looks to keep the inning alive. A few batters later, 2-out single out on the left field line, trying to stretch this thing to a double, and it's going to in there without even needing the tag. Probably could have gotten in there standing up if he wanted to, but hey, he didn't want to risk it for the biscuit, so he went ahead, slid in there. You can never be too too safe, all that good stuff. And look, that's going to lead to another run. Minnesota retaking the lead here, a 3-2 lead for Minnesota. Are we in the middle of potentially seeing some 3-1 lead memes, just like from when Cleveland was able to come back on the 73-9 Golden State Warriors? So, and they're also based in the San Francisco area, by the way. So that would be like the second time that would happen to, Southern Cal sports, and that's just not a good look whatsoever. As we got another double here in the top of the 6th inning, as we could see this game really pull away for Minnesota, as Heininger able to rip one down the line. Donaldson can't get to it. Runner gonna be able to get home, and it's a 2-run lead for the Minnesota Ducks. 4-2. Oh my goodness. As now Garrett Cooper really trying to help him pull away. He's gonna rip one right up the middle. Runner trying to get home, and Victor Reyes, he hesitates. I felt like he could have at least had a shot to try to go ahead and gun him down, but it's not gonna matter though, as the Minnesota Ducks win game number 6, and for the 2nd straight season in a row, the USBL World Series Championship is gonna come down to a game 7. How about the fight by Minnesota, determined to be a champion? And so there it is, a 5-2 victory. Means you already know what time it is for those of you that followed this particular channel for some time now. Next time out, there's going to be a YouTube premiere of Game 7 in its entirety, no cuts, and we are going to find out a couple of days from today whether who wins the USBL World Series. Will it be the Minnesota Ducks or the San Francisco Seals? But in the meantime, though, if you enjoyed today's USBL content, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe as well if you have to be brand new to the channel as well. This is JohnJake Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.